Shabbat Shalom. It's my greatest honor to be here, and I want to open with the most beautiful words I know, Toda. Yehudi comes from the word Toda, to always be able to thank. Last night I told you that as a woman who was born in a very Orthodox world, I was never supposed to become a rabbi. And today, at the age of 50, I live in Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. I'm the rabbi of a community that has so many different people from different denominations, lifestyles, identities, and they all love each other, care for each other, help each other. I'm also the head of the Seminary for Israeli Rabbis, which has Israeli rabbis from all denominations, ultra-Orthodox, secular, Reform, conservative, and beyond all definitions. And they all care for each other. But I want to tell you that just being here made me cry. And I felt that I came to just receive koach, strength. And I'm taking all of you back with me in my heart and suitcase to Israel. But first I want to say toda, a huge one, to an incredible person, which I'm taking his Torah with me, Asher. I want to say thank you to you and to your incredible family who did this incredible job of bringing so much joy to all of us and hope to all of us, as Rabbi Sharon said. And I want to say that at the 17th century, there was a rabbi, his name was Azariah Fijo, and he said the word Asher is the most beautiful one. And he explained why. He said it comes from Ashrei Yoshvei Vetecha. It's those who always care for the joy of all. Not one, all. And you made that happen today, and I'm forever thankful. And I want to say Toda Rabba to my friend, to my teacher, Rabbi Sharon Brous, who makes and gives me joy and hope and courage every day, together with David, because this is never something you do by yourself, only with a family, only with friends, only with a community. And I want to say thank you to Melissa and to Adam, who do that every day in this incredible community, to the whole leadership. I want to say thank you to Rav Neria, our CEO. Thank you to you and to your husband, Noam, for enabling me to have this time with you, and to thank my family also for being able to be here. I want to thank all of you because these are hard times, and we have so many reasons to just, stay under the blanket and not come. But your decision to come and hear this incredible family and Asher and meet each other and even have place for people coming from the outside, that gives me all the joy, all the hope and courage that I need to go back to a place that is in such sorrow and needs all of us. What I'm going to do today, in the coming 5-10 minutes, is do something that I hope you will all forgive me. I'm saying this only because so many people have told me that one of the most difficult things for them right now is the concept, the word, Zionism. I'm the rabbi of Zion, Zion. I'm a bereaved sister. My brother Nadav was killed as a paratrooper in Israel. I'm also bereaved family. Our family members, one of them, a cousin, Yarden Jordi, was murdered at the Nova. Another was killed defending, on the 7th of October, one of the kibbutzim in the Otef. His name was Yorai. And I want for a few minutes to tell you how I, humbly, understand the word Zion. I know that there are many, many people who have other thoughts. I welcome them to talk to me. I hope it's okay to say just a few words. And to start with a question, why do we say, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udvar Hashem Yerushalayim? Why the Jews for so many years say, Im eshkachech Yerushalayim, tishkach yeminim, I forget this, you, Yerushalayim. I'll forget actually everything I have, all the love I have. Why do we sing in Hatikva, Kol od balevav pnima, and we hope for a place called Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim? What is that place? What is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be the agony that all of us experience? Many, many years ago, hundreds of years ago, the Jewish rabbis said that they want to make sure all of us know what that place is. And they said Zion and Yerushalayim are two complementary places. Zion is the Temple Mount. It's called Zion. Zion means excellence. It's supposed to be a place of human excellence. Zion. And Yerushalayim is a city that is supposed to be an invitation for us all. I want to say a few words about Zion. Our ancestors say that Zion is here. It's the heart. They call it Lev Ha'olam, the heart of the world. And they say three incredible things about that place, about the temple. They say that if you had looked at the floor of the temple 2,000 years ago, you would have seen a floor made out of marbles. Each one of them is completely different, has a different color, has a different shape. And in order to build that floor, they needed to bring all the marbles together to become one. There wasn't a method besides just entering that place and putting one next to the other and knowing they all must have a place. If you had raised your eyes and looked up at the ceiling of that place called Zion, of that temple 2,000 years ago, you would see 12 windows, one for each tribe, making sure that each one of them has a place. There's even a beautiful commentary saying there were 13, one for those who don't have a tribe, who want to be part of it. They need one too. And the most beautiful, wondrous thing that happened at the very center of the heart, in the heart of the heart, was just what we read today, what Ashil read today, and his family showed us today. At the center of that place called Zion, Zion, at the center of the Holy of Holies, Kodesh HaKodeshim, the heart of the hearts, there was an ark, and above it there were Kovim, cherubs, and they were looking at each other. The center of the holy were two different people looking at each other, caring for each other, loving each other. That was the center of everything. Just like we do now. Like I saw your mother bringing you a little bottle of water, and your father hugging you, and everyone bringing you, taking you up on that chair, and your brother, everyone is so with you, looking at each other. The Holy of Holies tell us that this is what we came to do. We came to be Kovim. And our ancestors teach us that those Kovim were the essence of the holy. When they looked at each other, and the priests were in charge of making sure they were looking at each other, everything was working perfectly. There was light, there was beauty. When they stopped looking at each other, everything broke. Actually, our ancestors say that when they stopped looking at each other, destruction began. And the Shekhinah, the holiness, left the temple. It left trying to put them together, bring them back, and it couldn't. And it just left sobbing. So that was what we read today. At the center of the Holy of Holies, human beings who care for each other, look at each other, watch each other, vouch for each other, have solidarity for each other, and know that this is the essence of life and the essence of holiness. That's Zion. That is to excel as a human being. When you always look at another person, no matter who he is, what he is, where he comes from, your people, the whole world, the whole human community, and you know this is what you have been put for however long God decides. As long as we have one more moment, we care. We're brave enough to never stop caring. Yerushalayim is supposed to be taking all that and making it bigger, amplifying it. And look at the name Yerushalayim. It's an amazing name. There was a poet in Jerusalem, Yehuda Amichai, who says he can't stand the name because it's all in the plural. Yerushalayim is like enaim, eyes, two in the plural. It's like oznaim, ears, two in the plural. It's like tefaim, shoulders, two in the plural. And he said, I want Yerushal. I want one. I can't have two. But our ancestors explained that the name Yerushalayim is supposed to teach us that there would be and cannot be any city called Yerushalayim if it doesn't have two and more, if it's not in the plural. If it doesn't have different Jews, if it doesn't have different people, Muslims, Christians, Bedouin, Cherkesim, Druze, all of us, we were supposed to do a Jerusalem of the plural. Yerushalayim also comes from the future, Yeru, Ir'eh, he shall see. It doesn't say it happens now. Now is full of so many difficulties, sorrows, so much brokenness. It says, we shall raise our eyes, our hearts, our hands, and see that place called Yerushalayim, and make it come closer in our lifetime. It's actually an architecture of holiness, saying that holiness is only when we are together, when we accept each other. Holiness is not when I take care of myself, that's not holy. Holiness is when I take care of someone else and he takes care of me. If I tell the Muslims I will not live without them, and they tell the same to the Christians, who tell it to the Druze, who tell it to the Bedouins, that's holiness. That's when I'm a kruv, and I look at the other, and I vouch that I will not live without him. Actually, our ancestors say that that place called Zion, that city called Yerushalayim, it was in the exact same place of the tree of life. Same place. And they say that we were supposed to be that tree of life, take that tree of life, because, you know, even the word life in Hebrew, chaim, it's in the plural. There's no life without you, without us, without the differences, those little marbles that make us one floor, those beautiful windows that make us the ceiling of the temple. Knowing that Asher read today, and so many other children of so many different ways and lifestyles read that same portions in so many different places, and all of them were reaching out to a life of no fear, a life of love and care, as you did today. That is Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. And that is why Jews for generations have thought about it, prayed for it, walked on their way to Yerushalayim and saying, Kol od, as long, balev of pnima, I have in my heart all these faces, all these differences. I can walk to a place called Zion, to a place called Yerushalayim. I can excel. I can make it happen in my lifetime. I told you that my cousin, Yarden Jordi Buskila, was murdered in the Nova. And before coming, I asked my uncle Shimon Buskila, what does he want everyone to know about his son? And he said, you just asked me the wrong question. This is not the story of my son, Yarden. This is the story of thousands of people who were all murdered at the Nova site on the 7th of October. And all of them were murdered just because they stayed to help someone else. Yarden stayed for his best friend Daniel, not to leave him by himself. And he said, this is a site of people who care for each other. Each one just went to help some other. They were all cherubs. They were all kruvim. This is a very historic, dramatic moment in our lives as Jews, as human beings. The world is on fire. So many people are full of hate, fear, anger, anguish, sorrow. I can understand that. But we cannot fall apart because of that. We mustn't. We have to come closer and get to know each other and try to remember the compass for which we came to this place. And it's called Im eshkachech Yerushalayim tishkach yamini. I will not let any extreme person take my Jerusalem. I will not take any person who burns our people and world take my Zion. I will hold them close to my heart. I will speak for them, work for them. I will walk towards them, wherever happens, whatever happens. I will come and meet you and hear how difficult it is for everyone. I will sob and I will cry, but I will hold on to Zion and Yerushalayim, because they belong to those who believe that all the pebbles have a place on that floor. They belong to all those who believe that all the windows will bring us the skies of God, of love. And they belong to those who believe that all of us were intended to be cherubs, kruvim, to hold on to each other, to come close to each other, not to ruin the world by extremism, not from this side, not from that, but to come together, to hold on to each other, and to know that Jews have come to the state of Israel because they deserve having a place like any other people. But the Jews received this incredible gift to live together with others. That is an incredible gift, to be in a state of Israel that has Muslims and Christians and Bedouins and Druze. And alongside that state called the state of Israel, they have the privilege of building not one home but two. One for the Israelis, one for the Palestinians. And that is Im eshkachech Yerushalayim tishkach yamini. That we came all those years and generations throughout so much exile, throughout so much hate and suffering, only to become years later teachers of tenderness, as Rabbi Sharon said, of love, of solidarity and partnership. The state of Israel had so many heroes on the 7th of October, and I have endless gratitude to those soldiers who really protected us in body. But now it needs us to protect it in soul, to know that we cannot be stuck in war, that we must know to end it, to know that it's never a world of either or. It's always a world of togetherness, always a world of Zion and Yerushalayim. To know that we came to this world in order to live together, and that we must find a way, first, to bring our hostage brothers back. Second, to always, always have mercy on any Palestinian child who is innocent and did nothing to anyone, and make sure all of those children live a worthy life of dignity, of safety, as they all should in Israel and in Palestine. And that is Zionism. That is Zionism. So I came here today because I know so many voices are all around us. And I wanted to just bring one voice of our community of Zion, which I'm so proud of, which has so many soldiers guarding our body. And yet those very soldiers, those same soldiers, are the ones who come back and ask us to not stop working for all that craziness to stop, and to make sure that Zion and Yerushalayim happen. They are the ones who say, don't forget the souls. Im eshkachech Yerushalayim tishkach yamini. They are the ones who sing Hatikva because they are walking to a land called Eretz Zion and Yerushalayim. And while we hear all these extreme voices all the time amplified by politics, amplified by media, I want you to know that in Israel, there's so many people like me. I'm only one. I'm nothing. And they are so, so many. And they hold on to Zion and do not let extremists take it over. And they hold on to Yerushalayim. And I ask you, wherever you are and whatever you do, you too, in this difficult moment in history, hold on to Zion. Hold on to Yerushalayim. Hold on to the tree of life. Don't let extremists take over, because we have always gone within fires with a heart of love, with a Torah of water, with Zion and Yerushalayim. Last time I was here, I brought you a yad to read from the Torah, a hand of friendship from Jerusalem. And this time, I also brought a present, so you can feel us wherever you go, but especially in the architecture of holiness, because this is exactly who you are and what you do. So I brought you from Jerusalem and from our beloved community of Zion, the Tree of Life. This was made in Jerusalem by Jerusalem artists who come from different places, lifestyles, thoughts. They're all pebbles in the one floor of the architecture of Zion and Yerushalayim. And they decided that every time we do Kiddush, we say Kiddush. We have to remember Yerushalayim. Remember that floor. Remember those ceilings and windows. Remember those cherubs from our portion, Vayakel, the Krovim. And be those Krovim as two birds, always watching each other, always guarding each other, always knowing, humbly, that wherever we go, if we just wait some more and have patience and have a decent, serious leadership of courage, of bravery, then in one moment, the wine and the grape juice will come in and will bless all, and there will be enough for all. So I am here to say to you, אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני. תדבק לשוני לחיקי אם לא אזכרכי. אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי. And I want from all my heart to bless you, Asher, your beautiful family, and the whole IKAR family, and my teacher, Rav Sharon, and Melissa, and everyone from our community. Don't forget Zion. Don't let anyone take it away. Slowly, even if it takes our whole lifetime, we will walk to Eretz Zion Yerushalayim until we arrive and we become proud human beings, proud Jewish human beings of a nation that created in this world peace, justice, equality, and all those things that we want to bless the world with. Shabbat Shalom.